So there have been complaints. Like, a lot of complaints on the Alliance Allied race in 8.3 compared to the Horde. On Horde, we get Vulpira, these fox-like people known to swindle, steal, and travel, and they get a tent and a bunch of alpacas. On the Alliance, we get gnomes with robot feet and hand restrictions. Now the community is up in arms about this. They believe, for God knows what reason, that the Alliance were supposed to get Sethrakk, the neighboring race, to the Vulpira. So today's question is just that. Why is it that we got Mecha Gnome instead of Sethrakk? Well, I think we should start with the fact that with the addition of Mechagon and the Junker Gnomes, or the Mecha Gnomes, they're really not Mecha Gnomes because the actual Mecha Gnomes are, whatever. But anyways, it's clear that the dev team is giving the gnomes something after years of waiting. I am a gnome main. I main a gnome. When I say I haven't got any good, beefy, good content since Operation Gnomergon, I mean it. It's been over 10 years, almost. The last thing we got was a new starting zone. Let me and my fellow gnomes have this, please. But with that said, I am adamant when I say that Mecha Gnome should have been customization. Robotic limbs could have been easy to add to regular gnomes, though you could make the same argument for the Lightforged and their features, the High Mountain Tauren and theirs, the Mag'har Orc and their skin, the Dark Irons, maybe the Rendorai, and whatever. They are designed as alternate for the main races, using the same skeletons, animations, etc. And that leads me to my next point. We can still get Sethrakk as an allied race, though there are plenty of other more realistic choices, in my opinion. While it is unknown if we are to get more allied races after BFA, I see no reason for us not to, but I do know that if Blizzard were to create more for us to play as, there wouldn't be as many as there were in BFA. It can still happen. Don't get me wrong, nothing is stopping Blizzard from adding Sethrakk besides armor restrictions, a model skeleton that would need work, that needs more animations, but I digress. Allied races are something that could make a return in the future. But here's the thing about Sethrakk. Let's say they get picked as an allied race. Let's say Blizzard fixes their model, their animation, I touched my microphone, I'm sorry, and makes them completely playable. They wouldn't be Alliance. I know, controversial. Whoa, how dare I say that? Alliance can't have anything cool, but I'm serious. Sethrakk wouldn't join the Alliance, and I still cannot understand why people believe it as so. I recently leveled a Demon Hunter for Alliance and a Zandalari for the Horde. I went through Vol'dun once again on the Horde and the Alliance respectively, believing that maybe I just missed something obvious, some lore reason behind why they choose blue over red. Not one thing stood out to me as defining enough to say they'd go Alliance. I reread, I double-checked everything. Yeah, the Alliance helped them, but so did the Horde. Let me paint a picture for you here. You are approached by two factions. One already sports a standing of your previous allies and friends that share the same landmass as you, and the other is only there because they opted to set up a harbor in your land to strike at the other faction. Who do you pick? Reasonably, who do you side with? Do you side with friends or harbor? Do you side with friends that dismantled the Faithless, slew your Emperor, and revived your Loa, or a harbor? It isn't rocket science. The Sethrakk would be Horde. Judging by the same circumstances that happened with the Nightborn, they would side with the Horde. The only way I see the Sethrakk joining the Alliance is to promote peace between the factions. If they side with the Alliance, let's say, they have friends on the Horde with the Zandalari and the Vulpira, it would make waging war against each other hard for either side. It's the same situation as with Kalia leading the Forsaken, for example, but even then, I still believe they would go Horde over the boys in blue. It's just the obvious choice. Hopefully this video sums everything up Gnomes are getting a priority. Sethrakk's model is just too unadjusted to be playable, and even without the other two, they would still be Horde and not Alliance. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding this video, WoW, or its lore, you can leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to read each and every one of them. Thanks for watching.